Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled you're here. Today, we're diving straight into a tactical breakdown of a massive World Cup clash, Qatar taking on Switzerland. For those of you who want to know exactly what to watch for on the pitch, we're stripping away the fluff. We're looking purely at the strategic realities drawn straight from the match preview data. So who holds the tactical edge tonight? That's the central puzzle we're solving in this explainer. It's not just about which team wants it more. It's really about the tactical blueprints each side brings to the grass, and more importantly, the individuals tasked with executing those plans. It's a classic matchup, guys, pitching explosive unpredictability right up against season structure. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the World Cup clash, setting the stage. Moving right along to Section 2, Qatar's creative spark, Akram Afif. We're talking about the captain here, the primary playmaker. This is a guy literally defined by elite creativity and completely lethal finishing. Afif operates as the ultimate wild card out there on the field. Because of his sudden bursts of energy and pure creative vision, he can completely flip the game script in a fraction of a second. He's exactly the kind of player who takes something out of absolutely nothing and boom, turns it into a devastating attack. So, look at this matchup. On one side, you have Akram Afif, bringing that playmaking, creativity, and finishing. And on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you've got Granit Xhaka, bringing sheer midfield dominance, veteran leadership, and absolutely precision passing. You really have to ask yourself, but what happens when Qatar's unpredictable creative spark meets Switzerland's absolute midfield engine? Well, that brings us to Section 3, Switzerland's midfield general, Granit Xhaka. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that if Afif is the chaos, Xhaka is the undeniable order. With his star midfield presence, his floor leadership, precision passing, and just vast international experience, he's the anchor holding the Swiss ship completely steady. His leadership and methodical, precise passing dictate the entire tempo of the match. You'll see him slow things down when they need to be slow and instantly speed them up the second an opening appears. It's what makes Switzerland such an incredibly dangerous and suffocating side to play against. Our source analysis notes something really crucial here. Both players have the quality to lead their teams to victory and could be the difference makers tonight. So the big takeaway? While football is obviously a team sport, the whole trajectory of this specific match really hinges entirely on which of these two stars can impose their absolute will on the pitch. Let's wrap things up with Section 4, the final verdict, deciding factors. And this brilliantly illustrates the larger tactical picture. We've got Qatar relying heavily on playmakers like Afif to be those difference makers. Conversely, Switzerland leans heavily on their match experience and incredibly deep squad depth. This is a perfect example of how structural advantages stack up against a reliance on individual brilliance. It's literally a tale of a brilliant individual trying to carry a team versus a deep, experienced squad absorbing that pressure. Which naturally leads us to this definitive conclusion drawn straight from the preview material. Switzerland's experience and depth provide the definitive edge over Qatar. When chaos meets order, our source analysis determines that Switzerland's overall squad depth and their vast international experience are what will ultimately tip the scales. They simply have way too many structural answers for Qatar's individual questions. And here we go. The final predicted scoreline projected from our sources is 2-0 in favor of Switzerland. A clean sheet and a solid multiple-goal victory. It really comes down to that experience, that deep bench, and that absolute midfield control from Xhaka, translating into a definitive win. But hey, as we all know, football is played on the grass, not on paper. So will Qatar's chaos or Switzerland's control ultimately prevail on the pitch? Keep that provocative thought right in the back of your mind as you watch the match unfold tonight. Keep your eyes peeled for Afif's bursts of creativity, and really watch how Xhaka attempts to stifle them with pure, methodical control. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go enjoy the game.